finished off practice with the 2-minute drill, and where last year Sean really didn't have the understanding to be able to operate that, and I thought he did well today. Tyler came out and really did well also with it, and so we were not in full pads, so there wasn't much of a rush, but I think just integrating, our 2-minute stuff, those are things that are going to be important. So we're well pleased with that, and I think we made some strides, worked on some kicking thing today. So I think we're making strides there. So questions?
Zaleski, Galovich, how are they looking?
Right now, I would say Ryan's got the edge on Tim. Tim's still having some knee issues when he plants, and so there's some pain. Sometimes he'll hit a good one, and then other times he'll, wince. Yeah. But Ryan's done a good job in camp, and so, we'll need to be making a decision. We'll have a pretty major scrimmage on Saturday, and I think right after that, you're going to see us declare a depth chart.
Is there anything in your playbook that you feel like Sean can't run at this point?
The 2-minute package was important, and we put him in a different situation today. It was a touchdown to win, but I think he's gathering more and more understanding of what we're doing. Beyond the playbook, I think the situations, how much time do you have left? You have 2 shots in the end zone. What's the clock ticking down? Do you have a timeout? Don't you have a timeout? Where are you at on the field? And some of those things we're trying to replicate as many situations as what we can, but it's difficult, and we're trying to hit. Those are, I think, going to be the things that are probably a little bit more of a ceiling than actually the playbook.
How much has the ante been lifted for Javari Jackson because of yesterday's unfortunate news?
Yeah, Javari's an experienced player, and he's going to need to play more repetition. We're going to have one of the younger guys. Typically, we'll play 4 defensive tackles, and so losing Ravante the whole year is going to be a loss, but that's part of football. I think every coach and every team knows that, and the other guys have to surround themselves and pick up the pace.
What have you seen from Rocket so far in this game?
Coming out of his breaks really well. He's more competent in running his routes. His competency as far as catching the ball has improved. He's a more seasoned, experienced player.
Mario, I know he's a little smaller, quicker guy inside. Do you have to does he go about it a little bit differently than Ravante would?
I wouldn't say completely different, but typically when you have a younger, more inexperienced guy, you're going to tend to move those guys more. However, there's times we've got to go in there and play good technique.
Does he flash with his quickness in there?
Yeah, he does, and he's got good leverage and he's got good strength.
Solomon Byrd, what have you liked about him so far? And you like him and Kroll kind of?
Well, we're going to play four defensive ends too, and Solomon's got good size. He's got long arms, and he's learning how to play defensive end more, and he's showing that he's going to be a guy that we're going to integrate into our first game.
How much more are those defensive ends going to have to really be sound during the run game because of the lack of depth?
I wouldn't necessarily say they have to do more, and that's challenging because if you try to do more than what your job is, typically you do something wrong. So they've got to play within their little sandbox.
Is Braden still hampered at all by the hamstring?
I would say he's probably about 90%, and we're going to make a decision. I was talking with David, our head trainer. We'll make a decision whether to scrimmage him or not. He's practicing, so he's getting the repetition, but when you scrimmage, you're out there and you're trying to have guys go that are at 100%. I wouldn't say he's at 100%. We're getting closer to the opening of the season, and so we'll need to make sure he's set by that time.
Have any other injuries pop up today?
Nothing that I'm aware of right now. There may be something, but the sports medicine staff did not come up and say somebody missed the rest of practice.
You mentioned at Media Day that you know what you have with some of your veterans. You might try to ease back some on their reps. Are you still repping them for the most part?
We're still repping. A guy like Logan Wilson has taken less reps. Alonzo Velasquez has taken a little bit less reps. Some of those other guys, and just providing more repetition for our younger players.
Will that scrimmage Saturday be a major component for the young guys?
Without question. It's an opportunity to see, and particularly it comes down to what running backs can make a guy miss, what receivers can catch a contested ball, what guys can make tackles in the open field. And you try to replicate those things in practice. It's difficult to do, though. And so the scrimmage will be important. And, we're going to look to see, hopefully we don't have anybody else go down, but if we don't, we'll have over 100+ play scrimmage, which is going to be important.
Yeah. Anybody standing out among those 3 freshman running backs at this point?
I would say Titus Swain right now is probably got the edge on the other 2, and we'll find out a little bit more in the scrimmage.